The feeling came first, not the facts. It was a warmth that drifted out of an open window, a rhythm that pulsed up from the city pavement. In the late 1950s, a new sound began its journey from Detroit, a small city with a giant heart, and found its way into the soul of New York. It was music that didn't ask for much, but it gave you everything. It had a way of making you smile without you even noticing. It made your shoulders want to move, your feet want to find a space on the floor. It was a simple invitation, a promise of something good just around the corner, carried on the radio waves that crisscrossed the 5 boroughs after dark. You could be walking down a street in Brooklyn. Once the sound arrived, it spread like wildfire through the city's veins. New York was a place built for noise, for movement, for a constant thrum of energy, and Motown's sound fit right in. You could hear it everywhere. It spilled out from the open doors of record stores in Greenwich Village. Teenagers would gather in crisp shirts and new dresses, faces pressed against the glass. They pointed at bold, bright album covers, the Supremes, the Temptations. Inside, listening booths were tiny sanctuaries. A song could become a private universe for 3 minutes. Radios were the city's true heartbeat. A transistor radio on a Bronx fire escape, a yellow cab dashboard in Midtown. The music was a constant companion. The magic of this music wasn't an accident. It was crafted with incredible care by a team of brilliant producers and songwriters back in Detroit. They understood the science of a hit record. They knew how to build a song from the ground up, starting with that unforgettable bass line. It was often a simple walking pattern, the foundation everything else was built on. You felt it in your chest, a friendly but firm guide that told your body how to move. It was the first voice in the musical conversation. On top of that foundation, they layered the percussion with precision. The snap of the snare drum, crisp, right in the pocket. The secret weapon, the tambourine. It chimed and shook on the backbeat, adding bright, infectious sparkle. A little gospel fire mixed with pop sensibility. Then came the horns, a tight section, trumpets, saxophones. They blared sweet, bold declarations, announcing the chorus like royalty entering a room. As the 1960s rolled on, Motown wasn't just a style of music. It became a part of New York's cultural fabric. It was more than just a sound. It was a feeling of hope and unity in a city that was often divided. The music spoke a universal language of love, joy, and the real-life struggles of trying to find your way. A song could be about the pain of a breakup, but the beat was so uplifting that you couldn't help but dance through the tears. This blend of joy and realness gave the music a depth that resonated with the city's complex personality. The impact went beyond the dance floor. In an era of social change, Motown played a quiet but powerful role in bringing people together. When a Motown record climbed to the top of the pop charts, it was a victory for everyone. It proved that great music could cross old, invisible lines of race and neighborhood. Dance halls of New York Apollo Theater and Harlem, Brooklyn Fox. Young people from every background swayed and sang along to the very same beat. Today is March 8th, 2026, and the world has changed in countless ways since those days. The neon signs have been replaced by LEDs, the classic cars are now collector's items, and the jukeboxes are mostly gone. Yet, the sound of Motown endures. It lives on. Not as a relic of the past, but as a living, breathing force. You hear it at a wedding, and suddenly the dance floor is filled with people of all ages, grandparents, grandchildren, all moving to that same timeless beat. It's a language that everyone still understands instinctively. The music's legacy is preserved in the very DNA of pop music. New singers still study the old harmonies, trying to capture that perfect blend of voices. Producers still listen to those bass lines, marveling at their simple, profound power. The steady 4/4 time, the tambourine's bright chatter, the glorious call of the horns. These elements have become part of a universal toolkit for making music that moves people. The songs appear in films and in commercials, not as nostalgia, but as a shortcut to a feeling of pure, uncomplicated happiness. They still work their magic decades later. For so many who lived through that era in New York, the first notes of a Motown classic are a key that unlocks a flood of memories. It is the echo of a late night filled with possibility, the ghost of bright lights reflected on wet pavement. It's the sound of a first slow dance, your heart pounding in time with the bass drum. A song can collapse the decades in an instant, bringing a lost time and a younger version of yourself back for a few precious minutes. It's more than just a song. It's a time machine powered by rhythm and melody. Ultimately, the reason Motown still matters is because it was built on something true. It captured the fundamental human desires for love, for connection, and for the sheer joy of movement. The music that started in a small house in Detroit found a second home in the sprawling, chaotic, beautiful heart of New York City. It made the city sway, it made the city smile, and it gave it a beat to walk to. And even now, all these years later, those songs are still out there on the night air, forever calling us to the dance floor.